In today's video on Let's Talk Sport, we're going to talk about, well, an interesting night at the Emirates Stadium. Leicester City coming out with the win, and funny enough, Leicester City, it's been a good while since they last beat Arsenal. I mean, we all remember the season when they won the title. It was only Arsenal that did the double over them, so they certainly got their revenge at the end, and it was Jamie Vardy with a late win in the 80th minute, and my God, what a play. Look, the difference he's made for Leicester over the last 5 or so years is quite incredible. But anyway, I'm with Joe Stanley, Seb True, and Luke Tanner as always. Seb, let's start off with you. I mean, this season's just got all sorts of surprises. The weekend's football wasn't the best, not the most exciting, but again, we have another team who's not expected to win the title, but they're showing why they could be one of the contenders.
Well, yeah, maybe one of the contenders. I mean, who knows for this season? I think Leicester could do it in such a weird season, but I wouldn't say it was a surprise. I mean, Leicester finished way above Arsenal last season, and Jamie Vardy likes to score against Arsenal. I mean, we know it. There's no secret now. I wasn't too surprised. I did tip Arsenal to win because I didn't think they'd lose 2 on the bounce, but I wouldn't say it's a surprise. And I think Leicester are quietly becoming dark horses in this league.
Luke, I mean, you really want to talk about this game because you even asked us to talk about it. But, I mean, also, Leicester, they just seem to pull it out the bag now and again, don't they, Luke? And, you know, Brendan Rodgers, since he took over, they were great last season, as we know. They kind of were a bit slow at the end of the season when if they'd finished the season early, they would have been in the top 4, no problem. But it just shows they're just not a team not to mess with. And, you know, the Aston Villa defeat probably did hurt them, with it being a last-minute home defeat, but they've recovered quickly.
Yeah, I feel like with the Arsenal result, did it surprise any of you? Because it didn't surprise me. Because Arsenal have lost 3 out of their first 6 league games, and when Unai Emery got sacked, he lost 3 out of 13. So let's put this in perspective here. Like, if you look at Emery's 38 games, first 38 games compared to Mikel Arteta's first 38 games, Mikel Arteta has a worse win percentage than him. And Unai Emery, arguably, if you looked at the squad that he had when he first started at Arsenal, I think you'd say that he had a worse squad than Mikel Arteta has at his disposal now. And it didn't surprise me that Jamie Vardy scored against Arsenal. That's his 11th goal in 12 appearances. Only Wayne Rooney with 12 has scored more against Arsenal.
Yeah, I want to come.
That draws Jamie Vardy's level with Ryan Giggs' Premier League goals.
So you said about Mikel Arteta, and I've said this for weeks, even when they lost against Liverpool. Mikel Arteta shouldn't be immune to criticism. This is, I feel like the way they play.
Is it the same category as Lampard and Ollie? That's where I rate Arteta.
I don't know. Well, that's a good question.
I wouldn't. I mean, maybe not. It's hard to say. But when Xhaka has twice as many touches as Partey, there's a problem. I remember when everyone was saying about when Liverpool beat Arsenal earlier on the season. Well, Liverpool are just great. Well, no,
Arsenal weren't great.
Arsenal let. I don't want to say they let them win.
Yeah, Arsenal didn't go to Anfield that night. They weren't there.
No, I've got.
Well, I was seeing.
Never show up at Anfield.
No, but I've got to agree with Jamie. They weren't there. They kind of let Arsenal roll over them. They made Arsenal look as good as they were, and it seems useless. This whole keeping the ball in your final. I don't want to say third, in their final 6th of the pitch, and then suddenly one of them boots it up. Aubameyang's not that tall. Lacazette most certainly isn't. And when you've got someone like Ceballos and Partey in midfield, get it to them. Get the ball to them, and they can create. Don't count on Xhaka to put these balls in behind Leicester when it's not actually doing anything. So I think Mikel Arteta really deserves a lot of stick because this is not the first time. This is the 3rd time this season, and I think he's got it completely wrong.
Yeah, and especially against the top teams. Like, I watched the City-Arsenal game. I thought City were there for the taking, and Arsenal were just like keeping the game, 1-0 down, and I'm expecting, like, go on, you want to win the game. Like, you hear a lot of Arsenal fans on social media gassing up the team, thinking like they're going to do something this year, like this season, and for them to do it against the big boys, like they've got to like show like their fans like something. Like I just don't get it. Arsenal are now just a top 10 team. They're not finishing top 4. Like even with this crazy season, there's no way Arsenal finishing top 4.
No.
They'll be lucky to finish top 6.
I was going to say,
at this rate.
Yeah.
Because since Aubameyang got that mega money deal, the money, he's looked poor. It's like, oh
no
my God, he's got 1 year left.
No league goal
how much money does he want? He's like, how much money does he want? What, more than Ozil? Yeah, that's fine. Like they've got the most creative person, like probably the most creative player, not even in the Europa League squad or the Premier League squad. Are you telling me he does not make a difference?
No, I've
in that
got to
Arsenal
agree.
midfield.
I've got to agree because Özil, if he's in that game yesterday, Leicester don't win, and it's crazy to say because of Özil's lack of
Xhaka
work
with
ethic.
Özil, if you replace Xhaka with Özil and play 4-2-3-1 with Partey and Ceballos holding, with Özil in behind Aubameyang, come on, like that's a good team, but he's been. Like Özil and Arsenal, they're at each other's throats. And like he is now going to be sat at home tweeting like how bad Arsenal are going to be this season. And he's picking up the huge money. And I'll be doing the same.
Actually, I was going to ask, I mean, I'm glad we brought up Ozil because obviously last week he got announced they wouldn't be in the squad at all. So, Joe, what's your thoughts on that? Because, I mean, look, Ozil's had a lot of criticism in his time at Arsenal, but I think you've still got to have guts to leave him out.
I find it a bit of a strange one because regardless of whether you've had a row with him or not, or whether he's not the manager's cup of tea, the quality is there. He's a World Cup winner. He won trophies at Real Madrid. He's been at Arsenal since, 2013, 2014? And he's consistently performed for the football club season after season. He's always high on assists. And then you look at the other week, his gesture with the mascot. The mascot, obviously, they said they were going to get the mascot, but they couldn't afford him and all that lot. And then he said, I'll pay his wages. Fantastic gesture. So people are having a go at him for being high wages, but they've literally just given Aubameyang more money. What's the difference?
Well,
and then he's giving his wages to another member of staff at the club. So it doesn't matter. And then you're leaving out a quality player just for the sake of maybe because he's had a disagreement behind the scenes with the manager. Mikel Arteta's pride is going before his fall, and if he doesn't sort himself out, he's going to end up like Unai Emery and be out the door quicker.
It's not like Mikel Arteta's great with his man management skills. I don't think the Özil thing is just because of Mikel Arteta. I think Özil not being in the squads, I don't think it's got nothing to do with Arteta. I think it goes above him to the board after his comments about China and China removing Arsenal games. I think him not being in the squads is completely political.
Yeah, but then Emery's Mikel Arteta. Surely, I don't think Mikel Arteta has good enough a career as a manager to be able to just leave someone out like that.
Mikel Arteta is just another yes man.
Yes, but whatever the case, we don't know that. We don't know it's the board. I can only assume it's Mikel Arteta at this moment in time. So because he's the one who submits the sheet. So I'm assuming that Mikel Arteta has left him out. Whether it's for political reasons or not, I don't know. But is he a good enough manager to afford himself that luxury? He's not a Pep Guardiola who's won these titles all over Europe and can say, I can leave out this good player because I know what I'm doing. Mikel Arteta has won an FA Cup. He can't exactly say, I know what I'm doing with this squad.
Yeah, it is interesting. No, go on, Joe.
Like, obviously, last December, he was appointed Arsenal manager around the same time Everton appointed Ancelotti. And I was looking at the two things. I thought it'd be the other way around. I thought Everton would go for the young manager to try and, experiment and try and build a squad. And Arsenal would go for the experienced head to try and obviously build on the career and the history. And without any disrespect to Everton, but Arsenal are the big football club out of the two. It's obvious with the amount of league titles and trophies that they've won during their history. And I thought
Everton would have been the better project.
Arsenal, I thought it could have been a match made in heaven, the two of them. Okay, he goes for a more defensive style of football, and they're trying to play fast, expansive football under Mikel Arteta. Well, that was the plan, so they said when he come in. But at the same time, it's not working. Well, it's not working so far, is it? And
No.
I don't know whether it's a budget issue or whether it's just Arteta's tactics. I don't know what it is. But Arsenal Football Club are facing a massive, massive rebuild. And they're in a worse state than Liverpool were under Roy Hodgson in 2010. And that's saying something.
Yeah, that was a bad time for
I'm going to say
Liverpool.
it now that I don't think Arsenal will pass the group stages of the Europa League. I think they'll stumble at
Oh,
some point.
come on. Their
Well,
Europa League group is a
I know.
It's so easy.
I know. But
Well,
I've got a feeling
tell you
that
what, if
Mikel
that-
Arteta is gonna do something.
Could he be
that's
gone
not-
by Christmas?
No.
No,
No.
because right, if you watch Arsenal fan TV, right, like
They
they
love him,
are
don't
like
they?
they're so deluded. Like
Yeah.
the FA Cup just covered the cracks. Like they said, like his man management skills is good. Look at the rap sheet; it's proving that his man management skills ain't that good. Like Lacazette, back end of last season, like I think he went to like a few games not scoring a goal. Right, kept on playing him. The second he broke his duck against Newcastle, dropped him the game after. Same with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. When Hector Bellerin was out, he was playing well. The second Hector was back, dropped straight
Yeah,
away.
I don't understand that
Um,
one. I think Bellerin is actually probably one of the worst football
And
players in this
even
top six.
when I think Mikel Arteta even came out and said Hector Bellerin's inconsistent in training, then why is he your starting right back week in, week out?
Why is he your vice captain as well?
And why is he the vice captain when I think he came out in an interview when Alexis Sanchez was still at the club saying like, oh, his winning mentality is too much for us. And I'm like, and he's still at your club? Come on. But the thing is, the same players that let down Wenger, let down Emery, are just going to let down Arteta and ready for the next man to be in charge and then to rinse and repeat. Like
See, it's
Arsenal
funny.
may be a big club in history, but they're not a big club now. Like, I don't feel like that they're going to do anything. I think they might win the odd cup, and that will keep the Arsenal fans, like the deluded Arsenal fans, happy. But that's not what you should be expecting. And the fact that Arsenal fans compared Arteta to when Klopp first came in, like Klopp's not won back-to-back league titles and Dortmund got to a Champions League final and won a German Cup. Get out. Get out of here. Don't do that.
Can I ask you briefly if any of you thought that the Lacazette goal should have stood?
I didn't see the Lacazette goal because I'm not paying pay-per-view. I saw the Vardy goal.
Was that the offside
It
moment?
was the offside.
Seb?
Xhaka's in the way of Kasper Schmeichel, and people are assuming that because Kasper looked to his right, like Xhaka was not in front of him, so Kasper Schmeichel could have jumped to his left and saved that Lacazette goal. A lot of people have been saying that it shouldn't have been a goal, it should have been a goal, sorry, and I have to strongly disagree. I think
Yeah,
I know
that
fans
Xhaka's standing in front of Kasper Schmeichel. You can't say that he's not affecting play there. It's just deluded if you say that he isn't playing a role. He clearly is.
I did watch because obviously when the goal was scored, I didn't think there was any problems, and they showed the VAR replay, and I straight away thought, it's not a goal. He's offside.
He's right in front of Kasper Schmeichel.
Yeah, so I don't understand. I was speaking to a Arsenal fan today. I won't say his name, but he was saying like the officiating was awful last night. I'm thinking, mate, just accept the fact you lost. You lost. You weren't
join
good.
The club.
You know,
Join
we've
the
all
club.
exactly. Every team has suffered from VAR, but at the end of the day, I think VAR was correct
right
this
decision.
time.
Yeah, for me,
it was the right decision.
Right
Exactly.
Decision. Yeah, exactly.
But then we all.
It's not VAR's fault. It's people find it.
They were crying. They did the same thing after they lost to Liverpool. They were crying about a Mane elbow that wasn't even an elbow in the face of. I can't remember. It was
Yeah.
Tierney.
It's
Tierney,
Arsenal fans. There's excuses. Like it's only
It's
Arsenal
just
fans
exactly.
that know the name of the referee and like the referee's rap sheet and like their family. It's only Arsenal fans that research what refs they've got and they go, oh no, we've got Mike Dean not winning this game. Like, come on, that's small club mentality.
I mean, I'll say this now: headlocks
Absolutely
are allowed
going
as
into them, Luke, aren't you? Absolutely taking it out on them.
Because I hated it when
headlocks are allowed too, as well,
Arteta-
Luke. I believe.
He's going to do a
like, when
Harry
Arteta
Maguire
came
on
in,
the
they,
on
like,
Harry
Arsenal.
Maguire.
They hyped up Arteta like he was going to do the Klopp the revolution at Arsenal, like Klopp did at Liverpool, and I'm like Arteta was Pep's cone man at City, right? Mikel Arteta probably did the defensive side for Pep, because look, since Mikel's left, City can't defend anymore.
Well, no,
So,
I mean, Mikel Arteta was pretty bad at placing himself as a defensive midfielder. So I'd be very surprised if he could manage to get City to wake up and defend. I'd be surprised if he was the main aspect in that City defense.
like, Mikel Arteta just joins that club of Lampard and Solskjaer, where the fan base is like, is he really good enough? Oh, let's give him a go because like he's a former player. So I think he's in that category where it's like you don't know where it's going to go. I think Arteta will be a good coach, but again, I've not seen nothing from him that's made me going to think, Arsenal are going to challenge. They're not. They're top 8.
Well, this is
Enjoy
definitely
Europe again.
Well, this is
Enjoy
definitely Let's Talk Anti-Arteta channel. Anyway, my thanks to the lads here. We could talk more about this, but I'm sure we'll talk more about Mikel Arteta later on in the season. Anyway, do subscribe to Let's Talk Sport and let us know in the comments below. Did he make the right decision of letting Ozil go? We'll, of course, talk more in the future. My thanks to the lads, and we'll see you next time.